Hey everyone, so the Bakura event has finally been released today, and already everyone's coming up with their own ways to farm him. We're going to focus today on level 30 Bakura, and the deck that I'll actually be using is actually going to be a Rex deck, and we're going to be doing a similar build with Piranha Army and Chulainn and Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously using Riryoku to transfer damage to the Piranha Army, and of course the Banner of Courage to give us the last little bit of damage. And those are the staples of this deck that hasn't changed, and we're using this variation to go against him without Union Attack because not all of us can farm that, and it was really impossible to farm it, I feel, in the last Yugi Muto run. But one of the things you have to know about Bakura is that none of his monsters have more than 1800 defense. So what we're going to try to do is just make sure we're always attacking with the 1900 monster. And luckily for us, the Hunter with 7 weapons, I have 2 of these because if you choose them to attack only Fiend monsters, they'll really help out because all of Bakura's monsters are really Fiend monsters. So we're going to aim for that. We're going to have 3 of these crawling dragons, 3 two-headed King Rex, and of course Dinosaur Kingdom to boost them to 1900. And one of the special things about this is we're going to need Gravedigger's Ghoul in order to really counter Bakura's countdown final move. He'll end you in 5 moves if you do not draw one of these cards. So we're really relying on us to really draw one of these either in our starting hand or in our first 4 draws, which is very probable since we have 3 in this deck. And of course we're using a Shard of Greed just to draw out a little bit more. But besides that, the whole strategy is just to make sure Bakura has no field, because the AI will actually not use his Ectoplasmer if you're consistently clearing his field. So let's stop talking about this and let's start using this. Alright, we're getting started here, and we're farming Yami Bakura Level 30. So let's see what happens. So of course his skill is Destiny Board, basically, final. And he has his Dark Necrofear right there. So his skill basically says if he has a Dark Necrofear in his graveyard, then he wins in 5 turns. And the counter starts immediately as soon as the game starts. So we got an F already. And luckily we already drew the Gravedigger Ghoul and some great monsters to start off with. So we're at a great start actually. So we're gonna summon a monster. He's gonna use Gravestorm. I'm gonna send my card up here. Fortunately for him, he's not using it at the right time. You could just place it back, so don't worry about that card. And my monster is now at 1900, so we're just gonna go for a straight attack and end it. And as you can see, that monster right there had 1800 defense, so that's why we need Jurassic World and Crawling Dragon or the dinosaurs in order to get 1900 attack to counter him. And like I said, the whole point of this deck is just to make sure he doesn't have any monster on the field, and just to keep clearing them out, because if you manage to do that, then he won't play Ectoplasmer. And as you can see, he gave me the eye, so he's gonna try to spell final, and we're gonna try to stop him from doing that. So far we're gonna summon our Hunter of 7 weapons, and we're gonna make sure he attacks only Fiend type. And if we do this, we're gonna be pretty well off, I feel. And yeah, might as well just use this now. We're gonna use the Gravekeeper's Ghoul, and we're gonna get rid of Dark Necrofear and also that other monster. And once you do this, the countdown timer stops, so that's a big relief, I feel. And now we can actually focus on farming him. So the only other card we're worried about is actually his exchange. So we're gonna see when that happens. It will happen somewhere throughout the duel, unless you're lucky and it's his final card, but at the moment, we're gonna normal summon our monster. And again, we're gonna just set it to Fiend, because all of Yami Bakura's monsters are Fiend. And since he didn't summon any monster, we're just gonna wait it out right now. There's no need to go after anything, so we just end our turn. As you can see, we already have Piranha ready, so we're just trying to play around that exchange. And I'm just gonna set this down. Usually with exchange, he tries to take the dinosaurs, or the highest level monster he could get. See, there's exchange, and he's gonna take the highest, one of the highest level ones. And as you can see, he has the Ectoplasmer, but he hasn't been able to use it. So we're in a good position here. His exchange is gone, so basically he is gonna kill one of my monsters. Ugh, I forgot about that, but that's okay, that's okay. We don't have to worry about that too bad. We're just gonna summon our own, and we're gonna have to trade with him, unfortunately. But thankfully we have other monsters in our deck, so we're gonna trade with him, and yeah, just wait it out. Let's see if we can try to play these turns faster. So the whole strategy here is now that his Dark Necrophere is out of the way and his exchange is out of the way, all we're gonna just focus on is just clearing his field. We're just gonna keep doing that. So another 1800 defense monster right there, and it goes away. So we're trying to. And Yami Bakura really has no way of drawing cards, I guess you could say. So basically this duel is pretty much over. So we're just trying to play out the turns. All you have to make sure is just keep clearing out his monsters, because if you don't do that and he's able to use his Ectoplasmer, then the game will become annoying. But if you just keep attacking and clearing out his monsters, it should be a simple game right now. We're just setting up to the final turn, basically. Okay, we got a Shard of Greed. We're gonna activate the Shard of Greed immediately, because we're trying to speed up this game. And like I said, just keep attacking. There's nothing to fear. And we end that turn. Before we found out it was a lot. It was hard for figuring out how to beat him, but once I got an idea about it, then I just made this deck really fast, and it's just been simple from that point forward. We're gonna set our Riryoku right there, and we're gonna have this monster attack. So right now we're just waiting to get our blue eyes. Hopefully it's not the last card in the deck. That'd be so sad. That's another way you can actually mess up, is if the blue eyes happens to be at the end. But we're seeing what happens right here. Hopefully we draw it soon. And this Shard of Greed works, so we're just going to activate it right now. He didn't summon any monsters last turn. And there you go, Blue Eyes is in our hand, so we might as well just summon this. We're going to tribute this and this.
You're not prepared for this. I tribute summon a monster.
Tributing. And there you go, Blue Eyes is now out. And we can just activate the Gravedigger Ghoul. Get rid of 2 monsters. And we have so many, we have 3 of them in our deck just so we can draw 1 at least before he ends the game. You could get unlucky and not draw it, but very rarely has it happened to me. I don't think it's ever happened to me actually, so we should be good on that, but I guess luck also plays a factor into that. So there you go. And like I said, he's just trying to find a way to get into this game, but because he can't use his Ectoplasmer, he's kind of at a disadvantage. So we're just going to use his Gravedigger's Ghoul as well. And he has no monsters in his graveyard now, so everything's gone. And since he didn't summon any monsters, we're just gonna let the turn go by. And no summon of any monsters, so Since he didn't summon anything, then we're just gonna end our turn, and we're just gonna try to get to the last 2 cards right there. So he did summon something this turn. We're gonna have to get rid of this because we need a clear space pretty much. And so I'm just gonna go for an attack. Attack that. Boom. That's dead. It was a 1700 defense fiend. And we're gonna end our turn. And it's gonna ask us to discard. We don't need these anymore because we have the game pretty much under control now. He's gonna set another monster down, so we're just gonna have to deal with that with Chulainn right now. So this is the last turn. As usual, you want to make sure the blue eyes is already out before the last turn. And in this case, we had him out a long time ago, so... And it's beneficial to summon blue eyes as soon as possible just because of that exchange that he has in his deck. And he can take that blue eyes and then he can lower the score you're going to get. So our combo starts here. Piranha again, summon him at the start. We're going to use our Riryoku on our blue eyes, have it, and give it all to Piranha. So this is a very common combo. Next thing, we're gonna summon our Chulainn. We use that spell card. Ritual summon him for our blue eyes. Okay. And once Chulainn's out, and I really love this way of farming actually. Once I figured this out, I've just been trying to use this for everything if possible. So we're gonna activate it, and we're gonna activate his effect, remove the blue eyes to gain its attack. So we're at that state. We're gonna give it a ritual weapon to boost its attack even more. And our last step, we're gonna use the second Riryoku on Chulainn to give half of his damage over to our Piranha. And our Piranha, of course, will do double damage when it attacks directly. So to get the last little bit of damage, we need to get the Piranha to 5,000 attacks. We each open up our Banner of Courage. So this is the end of the game basically. You're gonna go to battle phase, use Chulainn to clear whatever monster he has right there. And this opens up a direct attack with Piranha, who will do double damage when he attacks directly. So he's gonna hit right now with 10,000 damage to end the game. Bakura has no defense against that right there. And that's pretty much the end of the game. So let's see how we scored. Okay. So I think every single time I've tried this, I've gotten around 8,000. So yeah, it's roughly around that area. And this is what you're most likely going to see when you win. A lot of coins, but very few cards, unfortunately. But if you're farming level 30 Bakura, it's most likely because you're trying to unlock Bakura. And so if you get the cards, the secret rare cards, that's a bonus, like White Magical Hat. But he doesn't have that many great cards actually to farm, so you don't have to worry too much about that. But he does give you points, so since we scored 8,100 and we did a level 30 match, we multiply by 7, we get 56,700. And if you do this 4 times, you can unlock Bakura, and that's really fast. As you can see right now, I'm at 697,000, and I'm trying to go to 1 million at least. The goal obviously would try to be to get the White Magical Hat, which is further down that list. But at least for right now, this farm is really useful for this. So hopefully this helped you out, and if you have your own attempts or your own decks that you've tried to build, please post them down below, and if you have questions, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to help out. As you know, I'm always learning about these things. But anyways guys, that ends it for this video. Take care, and I'll see you guys all next time.